from that, some independent experts appointed by United Nations Human Rights Council have described the proposed proper family values and anti-LGBTQ bill as a recipe for violence and urged the government of Ghana to reject it. Now, presenting an independent analysis of the draft bill to government, the United Nations experts say adopting the legislation in its current or any partial form would be tantamount to a violation of a number of human rights standards. They say the bill seeks to establish a system of state-sponsored discrimination and violence against LGBTQI community. I'm going to run you through some of the excerpts of what we have seen per this recommendation by this expert group of persons on the United Nations own website. This is from the UN website we've just carried out. So this is it. Take a look at this closely. They say that such laws are a textbook example of discrimination. And reading verbatim, according to what's captured on the website, the proposed law promotes deeply harmful practices that amount to ill treatment and are conducive to torture, such as so-called conversion therapy and other heinous violations like unnecessary medical procedures on intersex children and so-called corrective rape for women. This is according to United Nations Human Rights Group. Now, they go on to say that adopting this legislation in its current or any partial form will be tantamount to a violation of a number of human rights standards, including the absolute prohibition of torture. This is what is captured there, and indeed the conclusion of this expert panel put together by United Nations to assess the bill in its current form. Remember that Parliament is actually in the coming days, after they resume, going to be considering this bill. But look at this, as you say, finally, on the proposition on this particular bill, given that LGBTQI people are present in every family. That's their conclusion. Present in every family and every community, it is not very difficult to imagine how, if it were to be adopted, this legislation could create a recipe for conflict and violence. Now, after this particular position, Portia, there's been very conflicting and divergent views because that part of LGBTQI people being in every family has got a lot of people talking. Portia.